Hello everyone, this is Mark. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk a little personal finance. Specifically, I'm going to talk about Starbucks. Even more specifically, I'm going to talk about whether buying Starbucks coffee will completely destroy your financial future. Before I get started, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me, and let's get started. So Starbucks has been the whipping boy of personal financial analysts for pretty much as long as Starbucks has been around. Susie Orman has said that if you don't buy your Starbucks once a week, and instead you take that and you invest it long-term for growth, then when you retire you'll have $1 million. Graham Stephan says that he will only pay 20 cents per cup for a cup of coffee. Kevin O'Leary thinks that Graham Stephan is a ridiculous spendthrift because Mr. Wonderful refuses to pay more than 12 cents for a cup of coffee. Are they right? Well, let's unpack it a little bit. Now, Susie's definitely right. It's simple math. Unfortunately, she's crunched the numbers for us. So yes, if you invest your $4 a week at a certain rate of interest, then you'll get your $1 million in time to retire. No question about that. What about Graham and Mr. Wonderful? Are they right? Well, definitely maybe. For them, they're absolutely correct. But for everybody else, again, definitely maybe. So why is it that Starbucks is such a whipping boy for everyone? Well, I think that there are three reasons, and I'm going to go through them one at a time. The first is the relative cost of Starbucks. If you can make a cup of coffee for 12 cents or 20 cents versus the $4 or $5, well, that's a massive markup. That's not a surprise. Now, I haven't tasted Mr. Wonderful's coffee, so maybe there's a quality differential there, but it's still a really big deal. Let's take a look at pizza, for example. You could buy your own dough, buy your own sauce, buy your own toppings, and make it. And if you bought it frozen or from delivery, it'd cost a little bit more than what a Starbucks would cost you. But I don't think that you could make your pizza at home for 20 cents. Now, it is true that anything that you do at home for yourself will cost less, but it seems like the markup for Starbucks is really, really large, which isn't a surprise, and that's why some of the Starbucks executives are in fact billionaires. Now, the second reason is because it's an impulse buy which can often turn into a habit buy. And I agree, that's bad. You should have a plan for what you're going to spend, and you should not deviate from that plan unless it's absolutely necessary. So if you're just going to Starbucks because it's on the way, it's convenient, or you get in the habit and you just do it every day without thinking about it, that is definitely bad. Now, the third reason is that it's a want versus a need. And this is where my biggest problem is. Because life is all about wants and needs. And really, what are your needs? They're very few. You need food, you need shelter, maybe you need medical care, but not much else. Most of what you're going to spend your money on are wants and not needs. And that's an absolutely personal decision. For me, what your wants should be are not based on the price, the cost, it's based on the value. So it's not that it costs 12 cents or 20 cents for coffee versus $4, it's what the value is. Obviously, Mr. Wonderful only values his coffee at 20 cents a cup, not the $4 that Starbucks it costs. But some people may value it differently. For example, I value international travel highly. That's where I will spend my money. But that's a personal decision. It's different for everybody else. So if you're going to value Starbucks enough to give up something else, then that's fine, because life and wants is always about trade-offs. You got to understand that if you're going to drink your Starbucks every week, you're going to give something up Maybe you're going to give up clothes. Maybe you're going to give up a new car. Maybe you're going to give up vacation. You're going to work longer hours. You're going to work longer in your career. You're going to retire later. But it's going to be something. The question is it worth it for you? Not whether it's worth it for Graham Stephan and Mr. Wonderful, but whether it's worth it for you. Now, for me personally, it's not worth it. I don't like Starbucks that much, but it's a decision that I made. And it's not because some financial analyst, Susie Orman, Graham Stephan, Mr. Wonderful, told me don't do it. It's because the value for me is not there compared to other things that I spend my money on. And that's the decision you need to make. If Starbucks is worth giving up whatever you have to give up, and that's a decision you make, then good for you. That's my rant for today. I'm Mark. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe, hit the notify so you don't miss my next video, and I'll see you next time.